Ow. So I'm doing another coffee showdown. This time it's 3 coffees from Montreal. So I don't have all the bags with me because one of them I threw away the bag a long time ago. But I have a Epoque Espresso from Myriade Coffee, which was featured in the last video. Myriade, not this specific one from Myriade, but Myriade was in the last video. Ghost about to jump. Ghost, if you knock down my camera, I'll destroy you. I have in here. I have from Melk Espresso or Melk, just Melk, biological coffees in compostable bags. Melk. This one is called Eastern Africa, and it's supposed to taste of milk chocolate, berries, and brown sugar. This one's supposed to taste of brown sugar, cherries, and what's the other one? Vanilla. Yeah, vanilla. Which is true. It smelled like vanilla when like a little bit when I cooked it. And then this last one over here is the one I'm kind of most interested about, by Kittel. It's called Chelbessa, and it tastes of peaches, lemongrass, and champagne, and it really smells like peaches. It's pretty crazy. So all 3 are washed coffees. They're all 3 like a washed processed coffee. They're all 3 from Montreal. This one gives you all the info too if you want. This one gives you some info, but not everything. So Melk says, we opened our first Montreal cafe in 2013 with a mission to offer high-quality, specialty-grade coffee in a warm and inclusive environment. Organic, for all the obvious reasons, and by not using any pesticides, herbicides, or synthetic fertilizers. Organic agriculture protects not only the health of coffee workers, but also the farm's biodiversity. And I'm sure if you wanted to, you could do all the tracking for this and know everything about this coffee. But yeah, so Melk, pretty minimalist packaging. It's compostable. It gives you the information you need, and it doesn't try to be too artsy. Kittel, on the other hand, has that I don't know what you would call it. A lot of people call it the corporate, the modern corporate art style on it. No slogan, just good coffee. And it says, this coffee you're about to taste is part of our Discovery Collection. These coffees are distinguished by their fruity, aromatic, and lively notes. A perfect fit for those with curious palates and eclectic tastes. So, exactly like me, I got a curious palate and an eclectic taste. So this one gives you, tells you it's from Chelbessa Gedeb. It's produced from multiple producers. It's a type of ancient bean. It's a what's the word? Heirloom. It's an heirloom bean. And when I purchased this one at a grilled cheese restaurant in Montreal, it's like a little counter that sells grilled cheese, and they sell Kittel coffee as part of, you can eat with your grilled cheese. And I liked a lot what I had, so I got this one. This is not the one I had, but it's the same brand from the one I had. This one I bought in a cheese store that sells lots of fine products, and this one was at the cheese store. And then Myriade I bought at Café Piccolo in Montreal, which I don't know why they sell Myriade coffee, because Myriade is its own coffee that's has a shop and everything, but I guess maybe they work together, maybe they know each other. So when I was grounding them and cooking them, I did it all the same way. Same grammage, same amount of water, and everything. And I was smelling them when I was cooking them, and I wrote down some notes because, I'm going to have a hard time remembering. So the Myriade one, Epoque Espresso, it smelled like bourbon vanilla. And it's kind of wild. I say bourbon vanilla because at my job I have, we use vanilla, and the one we use is called Ghost. You're trying to be the star. And the one that we have at my job, it's called bourbon vanilla, and it smells very similar to some of the notes I got from this. And otherwise, it smells very roasty, molassesy, dark caramel type stuff. It's got a little bit of bittersweet stuff going on. It's very I'd say typical kind of medium roast coffee, but with a little bit of a little fruity, vanilla-y notes, which is pretty. This I've been drinking for months now, so I'm very well used to it. Whereas these two are totally new to me. And Myriade, I've had a bunch of their coffees before. I've been trying different ones, but I like usually what they do. Melk, the West Africa one, East Africa. When I smelled it was very, spicy, a little bit fruity, chocolatey, and overall like kind of sweet. But instead of smelling like dark chocolate, I'd say it smells more like a milky kind of sweet chocolate. And even when you smell it like this, it's very like chocolatey and kind of like a little bit fruity and spicy. The spices, I mean, I'm not spicy in like, oh, it's gonna have like capsaicin spice. I mean more spicy as in like it's reminiscent of like cinnamon or cloves or that kind of thing. And then Chelbessa, my notes say very fruity, fresh, tropical, and peach. It's really crazy. Even the liquid, like it smells like kind of peach juice mixed with coffee. It's pretty wild. I guess it's the wash process. Like I've heard a lot that wash process coffee gives you like a stone fruit taste or like a tropical fruit taste, because that's like absolutely what I'm getting from this. These two are washed, but they're more what I'm used to when it comes to wash coffee, which is when they're a bit more on the people use it to kind of bring out some fruitiness, but otherwise they taste kind of like medium roasts or whatever. And I'm looking at the surface right now for like oiliness. I'm gonna use the light to my advantage. I think this one is the oiliest, maybe this one. No, these two aren't that very oily, and I'm not surprised because the Myriade one was the only one where I could kind of see a little bit of like oil at the surface. Like the beans were slightly shiny, whereas these two, the beans were totally matte. And this one, the beans were, they were kind of darker and had like, like the coffee beans, like, well, I can just show what I mean. I just hope the camera will pick it up with like focus and everything. But how like this is so small, how coffee beans have like a line in the middle. And these two, a lot of the lines are green or like very pale, and the coffee beans are pretty like light and not oily. So I think these ones because I don't know how wash process work exactly. I think like I know washed and natural processed coffees are fermented, and I don't know if they're roasted after being fermented or if the fermentation kind of replaces the roasting. So if they're roasted after fermentation, then these two are much less roasted than the Myriade, which I think is why there's less oil overall. So anyway, let's taste test. I don't have milk, so in my last video when I did a taste test, I tasted them all individually, and then I tasted them all with milk, and I was able to describe how they changed with milk. I don't have milk now because my roommate drank all the milk because she's a fiend. So let's go. Myriade Epoque Espresso. That's gonna be my first one. Pleasant acidity. Very, to me, it feels very normal. Probably because it's the one I drink a lot. It's got that like, it's strange. It's got like a non-sweet, brown sugar taste. So I guess it tastes like molasses. If molasses weren't sweet. It's got like it's strange though. It doesn't have any vanilla character to it, even though it smells like vanilla a little bit when you grind it and when you brew it. I don't perceive any vanilla in the. Maybe the aftertaste a little bit, like when it lingers in your mouth a little bit. Like maybe I get a little bit of that vanilla, but I might just be imagining it because it's like written on the packaging. So then that's what you imagine. You know, I should have not read what the packagings said and then had tasted all of them and then read the packaging and been like, oh shit, you know. I thought it tasted like this, but the packaging said it's supposed to taste like this. Because now I feel like my brain is just being manipulated by these. But the berry-like character, I mean, I guess so. Like, there's some fruity acidity, but it's very like nondescript. Like, you know, you could tell me it was like a, you know, it could be like a little apple-like acidity, and as much as it could be like a berry-like acidity. I don't get much berry character in here. You want to intake air when you do it, because it helps you taste more and aerate your palate and everything. Yeah, when you take a first sip, you get a lot of like that kind of pleasant fruity acidity, but I wouldn't say it's berries, and then it kind of transitions into like a bitter kind of like dark, you know, bittersweet caramel deal, and then it kind of, when you're done swallowing it, kind of the taste that lingers in your mouth is Kos is he's right behind the camera, and he just looks so he's in a little pose and he looks so so majestic, but you guys can't see that, sadly. He's mesmerized with something going on outside, but I don't know what he could. Whoa, that car looks strange. It's an electric car and it has like it just looks weird. I think it's like a city car that you can like rent or something. Color wise, these are all pretty similar. I think I'd say maybe this one is the lightest, but I might be biased. It might just be because it's in a transparent cup, like it's there's more light coming through. But oh yeah, so this is I always forget the name. Acme cup. I got this when there's a coffee near my job that, well, back then it wasn't my job, that died because of the pandemic, and so they left all their stuff outside and you could just pick it up. So I picked up a bunch of Acme cups, and Acme are like those very like sturdy, very like thick ceramic cups that a lot of cafes use. It's kind of like industry standard, very nice. I wish I didn't have red ones. Red's not my favorite color. But, I can't complain. I got this for free, and it's like a super good cup, and it's hard to get because you have to buy them like for restaurants. So you'll get like a big batch usually. It's hard to get just one. And this is a cappuccino cup, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a latte cup. I think this is a latte cup, actually. This is a reusable cup that they sell in a bunch of places. And, this you don't burn yourself, and you can see the thing, and it's got a nice shape. So if you want like a cappuccino or a latte, it fits perfectly, and it's got a little cup that you can seal, and it seals really well. So for me it never leaked, and that way you don't have to always buy like those little cardboard cups when you go to cafes. So that's my reusable cup. Then this is my trusty fish mug. This is a silver spiny fish, I believe. It's the Eretmus argentis. And it's a local, artisan mug made by a Montreal artist. And I love fish, so I wanted to get a cool fish mug. And this is like a deep sea fish, if I'm not mistaken. It has like the biggest eyes of any fish per like its body or something, and it absorbs more light than any other fish with its eyes. So it's pretty cool. Eretmus argentis. Anyway, after that stupid tangent of me just talking about my cups, but it's nice. Everything has a story. This is because I go to cafes a lot, so having a reusable cup is useful. So anyway, next up we have the Melk Eastern Africa coffee. Yeah, definitely get a slight spice coming through. I definitely get this one. This one it said like cherries and berries, but I didn't get like a berry like acidity. This one I get it. This one, like the berry character comes out a lot. It reminds me of like blackberries and blueberries. Like those berries that are a bit more strong in antioxidants. They have almost like a tannin-like quality to them, where it makes your mouth feel dry and like pucker a little bit. Not the kind of acidity that makes you salivate. This is what I get, like, first and foremost. I don't get much, according to them, like they say brown sugar and milk chocolate. I don't get much of that at all, but maybe it's like this one where the first, punch is very acidic, and then it kind of gradually goes, because this one I kind of didn't let linger in my mouth enough. I can sort of see what they mean. Like, there's some sweetness to it, but the sweetness feels very nondescript. Like, it just feels like if this is berries, then it's like the sweetness of the berries that comes after the acidity. Like, I don't really get any chocolate character. I mean, of course, I get some like chocolatey, I guess you could say, character, because it tastes like it's got that like roasty, like kind of what's the word in English? Like roasted, I guess. In French, we would say torréfié, but torréfié is like when you. Yeah, I think my camera just stopped recording for some reason, but it's recording now, so I guess we'll just continue. Maybe it just stopped recording because I didn't want to make too big of a file size. Who knows? So, yeah, this one, like, it's very nondescript kind of sweetness, but I can definitely get the berry character to it. I kind of like it, but I also kind of don't like it. Maybe it'd be better with milk. Like, maybe with milk, the chocolatey character comes out more. I wouldn't know. I mean, the brand is called Melk, and like their logo looks like a little milk carton, so maybe they expect you to drink this with milk. I like acidic coffee, but I like acidic coffee when there's a character, and this one just kind of tastes like berry juice or a little bit of bitterness. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing necessarily. Sadly, I can't taste it with milk, so I wouldn't be able to say. It's good, like when I was starting my coffee journey and I was starting to get into more specialty coffees, like I really liked ones that were like this, that were very like fruity and sour and everything. Now I prefer like a fruity and sour with like lots of complexity, and this one I feel like it's just kind of one note berry coffee, which is interesting. If you've never had coffee like this, it's very interesting. But this one is the one that's I'm most curious about, because it's so strange, like lemongrass and peaches and champagne. Like, it's pretty crazy. Ghost, you can't drink coffee, you're gonna explode. Yeah, Ghost, hide the camera with your big old butt. Yeah, you can look outside, that's okay. I'll move stuff so you have space. Look, Ghost, you have a bunch of space now. Because the window's right here. So anyway, yeah, no slogan, just good cup. Come on, Ghost. Come on now. You want to sniff the bags? That's it? Oh yeah, look at that. You can sniff the bags. Yeah, no slogan, just good coffee. Chelbessa by Kittel. It's crazy. The peach smell is pretty insane. Whoa. This one is like, these two I would say, like, maybe you could say the acidity is a bit like harsh. This one, the acidity is not harsh at all. It's like if you drank just like juice or something. It's very, and also I would say it's the juiciest of them all. It's a very like, it doesn't have much body to it. Like, it's not a coffee that's like kind of thick. Like, this one is, I would say, kind of thick. Like, in your mouth it feels like oily and like, almost like the liquid is not just water with bean juice in it. This one is very light. It almost feels like drinking tea. Like the texture, it's like just very watery. But just because it's watery, I don't mean that it's flavorless, that it has no like depth to it. It just like literally the drink feels very watery in your mouth when you drink it. I get the peaches for sure. The peach smell, the peach taste, it's overpoweringly present. I don't know how that's. It's crazy that these roasted beans that usually taste like chocolate, taste very bitter, suddenly taste like this. Also, this espresso is very this coffee is very red, as you can see, like the little droplet on my cup. It's very orange red. It reminds you of like that Thai black tea where like it's super orange because they put like apparently they put coloring in it. I get maybe it's because I don't drink enough alcohol, but I don't get the champagne aspect. I get like a grape type flavor. Like I could see like, you know, it has a little bit of that like crispness, I guess, that like white wines that are dry have, where it's not very. There's not that much sweetness. There's no added sweetness, and it's very like, you know, you drink it and it's acidic and it's fresh and it's nice. I probably sound super stupid describing alcohol because I barely drink any. But yeah, it's very like crisp and clean and acidic, not too sweet. The peaches come out so strong, like I barely taste anything else. Like they say lemongrass, but I don't get much lemongrass. I get like a little grape character. I get, you know, I get like, which I guess is maybe the champagne. I get the peaches. Of course, I feel like I'm just saying peach. I feel like I'm, you know, like, oh, you know, this guy's crazy. He's thinking about peaches all the time because it's the peach emoji. You know, it's what people used to talk about butts, and this guy's obsessed with butts. But no, it's just, you know, it's so like unusual for me to have something like this where it just tastes like fruit juice. But like this one, you know, it's fruit juice that I'm used to having. It's like the bitter kind of berry type fruit juice. But this is like, you know, I'm drinking like peach juice. It's crazy. I wonder what milk would it just taste like a peach milkshake or something? It's kind of crazy. But I don't get the lemongrass sadly, which is lemongrass and like galangal are two of my favorite like aromatics. So I kind of wish I had a little bit of like that. I get like a tropical feeling, like it reminds me of those little like juice boxes that had like the tropical flavor juice, and I don't even know what tropical flavor it was supposed to be. It was like, you know, it was like orange. The juice is like yellowish orange, and it's like tropical, and it kind of, I think it had like pineapple and like other fruits in it, but I get a little bit of that like tropical aspect to it. It's like tropical, peachy, a little bit grapey. It's very fruity. There's no bitterness. There's a good amount of sweetness, but like and I guess by sweetness I mean that like the coffee itself has no bitterness. Like it's not harsh in any way, and the acidity is not harsh either. That's what I mean by sweetness. But like it doesn't taste sweet. You know, it's not like I'm drinking hot chocolate or like there's sugar in there. It's just like a clean, not harsh, very nice cup. I'm really curious how this would be of milk though. I think my rankings would go like this, where the Kittel is number one, but it might just be because it feels so novel to me. Then you would have the Myriade Epoque Espresso, and then you would have the Melk one. And I feel bad because I had high hopes for Melk because, you know, I've heard a lot of good things about them, and they have like compostable bags and it shows that they care and everything. But maybe I just took one that has like a boring character. I'm not sure. Memes. Memes, are you gonna jump on the table? Memes. It's rare to see memes when I'm doing a video, so I gotta pay my respects. Oh, there she is. There she is. Look at that. That's memes. Now I'm gonna do the crazy thing where I mix my coffees together. I think these two should be mixed first because they're both kind of similar. I always feel like dirty doing that. Oh, cool, dude, stretching the chair. now it just tastes like the espresso at my job. At my job we have barista cremo and a coffee. It's like a you can have like a subscription service where they send you coffee, the same coffee, or like change your coffee around every so and so time. And they work at restaurants a lot, and it's like a Montreal based thing, and it's called barista. And their best seller, like their classic blend, is called a cremone. And this reminds me of what the cremone espresso tastes like. You know, it's very fruity in a kind of nondescript way, with lots of kind of roasty, kind of dark caramelized sugar sweetness. It's nice. But it's very, I would say, like mass pleasing. Especially with milk, this would be great, I'm sure. Cremone, it goes great with milk, so I'm sure this would be great with milk. I'm sure both I know the Myriade one's great with milk because I drink it with milk sometimes, and the Melk one I would assume goes great with milk, especially because their name is Melk and it looks like a little milk thing. So now I have these two that are like, but I want to have like an equal blend, you know. So what I'm gonna do so that these two aren't like, they don't overpower the other one. Whoa, I almost made a mess. I'm gonna add this one to this one. But I have one last sip of this delicious peach nectar. It's wild, it's crazy. Like, I've never had something like this before. Oh, now both cats are here. Yeah. You're gonna go in the box, Coase? Come on, Coase. Come on. See, he didn't like that. He didn't like that I smothered him with my love. All right, last cup of the video. Gotta make it count. There's nothing interesting going on outside. Usually, I like to mention when there's like something fun going on. Oh well. Interestingly enough, adding this guy to this mix, it kind of removes a lot of the harsher berry-like acidity. Like all of a sudden, it's like you don't get that punch in the face when you drink it initially. And the peach taste is still very, very strong, which I'm surprised because you would think like these two kind of bitter, more roasty, more like strong tasting, like not tea-like coffees would overpower it. But I guess the peach taste is so strong. Maybe I'm just not used to eating peaches, so I like my brain kind of tastes them more. I don't know. It's very interesting. I'm gonna go finish these 3 cups and I'll be super hyper because I usually only drink 1 cup on my days off. But thanks for watching, I guess. Thanks for taking the time to share this little moment with me and my cats. As always, you know, I love showcasing Montreal products and products I find interesting. You know, I'm not sponsored or anything, obviously. So I have like 2 views on every video, so I don't think I would ever get sponsored. But you know, I recommend these. They're good, especially this one. These guys make cool stuff. I've had coffee from them before. These guys are new to me. I still really liked what I had. It's just that compared to the other 2, I think it kind of it pales a little bit in comparison. But on its own, it's great. Like I said, earlier in my coffee journey, something like this would have really impressed me. But you know, if I ever find more interesting coffee, I'll do another video like this. I like doing these. I like comparing. It's very interesting to have like direct comparisons between all of them because usually, you know, you drink coffee and then you drink coffee, and if you go to the same cafe all the time, then the coffee always stays the same, hopefully. Even when they change their coffee around, like certain specialty places, even in certain specialty places where they change the coffee every once in a while, you know, you go there semi-infrequently. So, you know, like let's say there's a guy, you have, even if you go like every day, you have like a 1 day difference between last time you had it and the new one. So you have like, you don't get that direct comparison of tasting them back to back like this. And I know that the proper way to taste test coffee is to do what they call a, I forget the name actually. Hey, Coach, you're not allowed to do that. Coach trying to get into the recycling bin. But yeah, like they make a coffee slurp. I don't know what to call it, but it's like you take coffee and you grind it kind of coarsely, and then you add boiling water to it. You let the grounds absorb and diffuse their flavor into the water. It creates a crust at the bottom. You basically scoop out the crust, and then you taste the coffee, and you go like, and then they have those specific tasting spoons for it and everything, and you go because you want the air to go in your mouth like I did earlier to aerate your palate and really like taste it. And doing it like that, that's how like actual coffee tastings are done, and that's how they figure out like, oh, this tastes like peaches, this tastes like champagne, and things like that, and then they put those in the box. I don't want to do that because one, I am not a professional coffee taster, and two, I don't know how coarse I would have to grind it, and also I don't care. Sort of. I care, but not enough, I guess. Maybe yeah, one day I'll do a proper coffee tasting. Who knows? But yeah, if I find more interesting coffee, I'll do another video like this. You know, I like to do comparisons, especially if it's local products, because that way I can try things that people might not know about. But at the same time, wouldn't it be interesting if like I could try things that people actually have access to? That way, if I say like, oh, this is really good, they could go to the store and buy it based on like my recommendation. I guess that would be cool, but I don't know. I guess, for me, I try to support, local products because I want to encourage more creative and interesting food-related work in my city. So that's why I do what I do. And to finish off the video, I'll give you guys a good look at the cat. Goes.